Hi everyone, it's Veronica and I'm here with the project share today. I am in a swap over at Mini Album Scraps, and with this swap we were altering paper bags and we had to make 3 of them. So what you see before you here are some of the items, not everything, but some of the items that I used to alter the bags. I used a couple of the Tim Holtz on the edge dies. This one is called Butterflight, and this one was brackets, and I used this particular bracket right here. I used some trim, and this trim came from Artie Archer's shop, and this also came from her shop, and unfortunately I don't have a whole piece left to show you. But all of this was like all together, and I'm not doing a very good job of demonstrating, but it was all together, and then I cut pieces apart and used those pieces. Very pretty. I used romance novel and butterfly garden. Now, these papers weren't on the same bag, so you'll get to see that in a minute. And here are the bags that I made. We had to do 3. And they're pretty much the same. Let me see if I can zoom in a little bit. And I will go over the details of the bag. I pretty much made them all the same, just there are a couple of slight differences. But we had to alter the bags and also put tags or an envelope with a card in it. Okay, so let me just grab one so you can see what I did with it. Well, let's do this one because this was the first one that I did. Okay, this was an ordinary lunch sack, folded, and we used I triple dog dare use directions for folding the bag, and that's Lydia. I triple dog dare you on YouTube. And with that, what I did, all of the 3 that I had to do for the other people in the group, I used the romance novel. And as you can see here, this is that trim that I was telling you about, and I used it in 2 different places. So this is a piece here, and this was a romance novel embellishment, and I just glued those together. Here's the pocket here. I used trim that I had from my stash, and this is the beaded trim from Artie Archer's shop. She is on Facebook. And I did the same thing here, and this triple layered trim was from Joann's. So I layered a piece of paper here, and on the back I'll show you in a minute. Okay, and these 2 pieces came from the paper collection, so I just took those and curled them. I used wild orchid craft flowers, and there's also a flower here I had that was given to me in a rack from Tammy SS Crafter 1. And this bird, I think you could see that, came from Beady Bomb Bomb's shop some time ago. And this, if you can see it, is the other piece of that trim from Artie's shop. And I layered it behind these 2 pieces. The word memories came from the collection. I used a die to cut the tag and just layered that on top and cut the fishtail. And this is a flat back pearl that I had in my stash. Then on the back side, I still used the pattern paper, but I cut 3 different papers and layered them, which gave it a different effect on the back. This envelope was from the paper collection, And what I did with that was to use it to put my information on. So I thought that was a pretty cool way to do that. And the on the edge die was used here as a topper, which I thought was so neat. I saw this on a YouTuber site. Her name is Twins for Me, I think. I will put a link in the description box so that you can check her out. But I thought that that was such a cool idea to do because it gave another dimension to the bag. So I think that's pretty much it on this one. And except for the tags. And here these are Romance Collection tags. This clip came from Michael's. And this envelope was made using the paper collection. I used the We Are Memory Keepers envelope punch board. And then I just cut a solid piece of paper for journaling. So that is that bag. And again, the others are pretty much the same. Probably the biggest difference would be this piece, which is a different Recollections piece. This one says Perfect Day. And this one, and I think I say Recollections, but it's not. It's Romance Novel. This one has a little typewriter on it. Okay, and that is that for those bags. And then I also made the Hostess a bag, and this is where Butterfly Garden came in. And this is her bag. And the hostess and the owner of the site is Mary Seaver. And I will also put a link in the description box for mini album scraps. But this is where I used the Butterfly Flight on the edge die. Here was a metal piece that was in my stash. And also this piece was in my stash as well. And I got it from an Etsy shop, but I can't remember where. This was a Prima piece that I had in my stash. It was clear, and I used alcohol inks to color it. I had a metal butterfly that I had gotten from the scrapyard. Monica on the scrapyard. And that's a Facebook group also. This was trim that I had in my stash, and I just layered flat back pearls on top. And this was a Prima flower. And here in the pocket, this was from the paper. I just cut the bird cage out, and I also used Tim Holtz Vintage Photo Distress ink on this one, and on the Romance Novel I used black soot. And this was a little metal piece I had, and I'm thinking that this was Recollections, but I just added that to the top. And these were cut from the collection also. And this is a Tim Holtz clip. So those are the tags for that pocket. And this trim at the bottom was also from my stash. Wild Orchid Crafts, if I'm not mistaken, and it's the Guy Peer lace. And that is the back side, and I just used an MS doily punch to punch that out to layer that on the back side. So those are my bags that I will be boxing up and sending out tomorrow. I hope that the other crafters like the bags, and I will be putting little goodies inside. I'm not quite sure what that will be just yet, but they'll receive some goodies as well. And again, go over and visit Mini Album Scraps. There's a lot going on there. Different kinds of swaps that you can involve yourself in. And I want to thank all of you for watching. I hope you were inspired by my creations. And happy crafting to all.